Welcome back, 6th graders. Today we are going to work on our timeline notes and we're going to type them up. So I want to show you how to do that. If you're going to the computer lab today, you're going to need to log in using your birth date and your lunch pin. So once you're logged in, you're going to go to Chrome, Google Chrome. Mine is at the bottom here. Yours also might look like this. They're red, green, and yellow. So you'll select it. And then you're going to need to go to your drive, which is, if you look up here in the little Google Apps grid, you could click that. Go down to Drive. And you're going to need to create a document. So what I recommend you do is click this plus sign here, click New. And we want to have a new Google Doc. The first thing I recommend that you do is to give it a title. So in the upper left hand corner right now it says Untitled Document. Let's call it My Timeline Notes. So I'll type it in My Timeline Notes. And actually I'm going to put MN Studies My Timeline Notes. Okay. Now there's a few little bugs when it comes to working with Google Docs that I want to just point out. So now you're seeing the cursor flashing right here. What I recommend that you do is give yourself some space to type. So I'm going to hit the Enter key and just hold it down so it goes down about a page. See how it's going down a little bit? And then eventually go on to the next page. See, here's the line, the break. Now I'm going to go back up and I have a lot more space to type without wondering why text and other stuff is not going where I want it to go. Okay, you labeled your document, Minnesota Studies My Timeline Notes. Now I want you to put your first and last name on the sheet because you will be printing this and we'll need to know whose it is. So put your first and last name. So let's say your name is Mike Jones. And then I want you to put your class period. So let's say it's, we can say first hour if that's what you are. Okay. And now you're ready to start typing notes that you took on your planning sheet. You will need some dates. So here are some ideas for putting in your dates. One cool feature is using what's called the table. So if you go to Insert, down to Table, you can make a grid of your dates. So let's try, say, oh, I don't know, a 3 by 3 grid. Click it. And all you have to do then is enter the dates in which you were born. So 2007, and then you can click the next cell, 2008. Another way to go to the next cell is hit the Tab button. So 2009, 2010, 2011, 2012, 2013, 14. Okay, now it looks like I need more cells. So if I hit the Tab button while I'm at the end of my row, it'll make a new row for me. 2016, Tab, 2017, Tab, 2018, and I still need another row. 2019. So now I have my dates that I will use for when I am making my timeline. Now, one trick that kids have sometimes is having enough space when you're cutting out between the dates. So one thing you might want to do, you can just experiment a little bit, is let's see what happens if I hit the Enter key after each one of these rows. Okay, now it's spacing out my dates a little bit so I'll have room to cut. Okay. Also, you won't want all of these lines here in this grid. So something you can do is you can highlight it all and then go to, oops, that's not it. I'm still waking up this morning trying to remember how I want to do this. Where's the lines? I'm going to come back to that. I'll let you know later. Okay, so I got my dates. All right, next I want to have my notes. So maybe the first one was I was born. Okay. And then, you know what? You might want to actually use the table again because it'll save you some space. Let's insert another table. let's go a 2 by 1. Okay, so then I'll have space here and here. So I was born, period. The next one, maybe yours is in 2004. In 2014, you joined soccer. I learned to play soccer. Oh, now you need another cell. So remember, if you hit the tab button, it'll make a new row for you. Okay, another one was maybe you, I broke my arm. Maybe that was in 2nd grade. Another detail is my family traveled to Disney World. Okay, so anyways, this is one way that you can type information. So by the end of today, what I would like you to have is your name, your first and last name on the top of your sheet. You put first hour, have your dates. I recommend using a table. I recommend using a table for also adding your notes, 2 by 2. And then, of course, you need to label your document. Title it, I'd say Minnesota Studies, because then you know what class it's in, my timeline notes. And remember, when you start at the beginning, here I'll just repeat quickly. So drive. If you go to New, and then you want to go to Document, there you go, Google Docs. Remember, you title it up here, all right? And then you're going to need to give yourself some space. So I'm going to hit the Enter key so that it goes all the way down to the bottom of this document. And that will allow me, so here's the next page, that will allow me to easily move my cursor around. Okay, so again, first name, last name, class period, oops. And then don't forget to title this MN Studies, my timeline notes. All right, tomorrow we'll focus on looking for pictures, and I'll talk to you about how to do that. All right, we're gonna have a great day, everybody. See you later.